First contact and cultural clash. The starship Concordia hung in high orbit above Earth, its sleek hull gleaming in the light of the distant sun. Captain Amelia Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the main view screen. The image before her was unlike anything humanity had ever witnessed. A massive vessel of clearly alien origin, its surface an intricate tapestry of swirling patterns and pulsing lights. "Status report," Chen ordered, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Lieutenant Commander Rajesh Patel, the ship's science officer, spoke up from his station. "The alien vessel maintains its position, Captain. No signs of aggression, but their technology is. It's beyond anything we've ever encountered. Our sensors can barely penetrate their hull." Chen nodded, a mix of excitement and trepidation coursing through her veins. Humanity had long dreamed of this moment, first contact with an alien civilization. But now that it had arrived, the weight of responsibility threatened to crush her. "Open a channel," she commanded. "Let's see if they're in a talking mood." Communications Officer Sarah O'Neill's fingers danced across her console. "Channel open, Captain. Broadcasting on all frequencies and using our first contact protocols." Chen took a deep breath and spoke clearly. "This is Captain Amelia Chen of the Earth ship Concordia. We come in peace and wish to establish friendly communication." For several tense moments, silence reigned on the bridge. Then, without warning, the view screen flickered and an alien face appeared. The being before them was vaguely humanoid, with iridescent scales covering its features and large, multifaceted eyes that seemed to shimmer with intelligence. "Greetings, humans of Earth," the alien spoke, its words somehow translated into perfect English. "I am High Emissary Zaxlith of the Galactic Concordance. We have long observed your world and deemed you ready for contact." A collective gasp echoed through the bridge. Chen steeled herself and responded, "We are honored to meet you, High Emissary. Humanity has long wondered if we were alone in the universe. Your arrival answers that question definitively." Zaxidus' expression was difficult to read, but there was a hint of amusement in its voice. "Alone? Far from it, Captain Chen. Your species is but one of many in a vast and complex galactic community. We are here to guide you into this new era of interstellar relations." As the initial shock wore off, Chen and her crew engaged in a flurry of diplomatic exchanges with the Galactic Concordance. The aliens shared tantalizing glimpses of advanced technology and spoke of a unified galactic government that spanned thousands of worlds. However, as the hours passed, it became clear that there were significant cultural differences between humans and their new alien counterparts. "You mean to tell me," Chen said, struggling to keep her composure, "that your society has no concept of individual privacy? That all thoughts and memories are shared freely among your people?" Zaxidus' multifaceted eyes glimmered. "Of course. It is the foundation of our harmony and progress. How can a civilization advance if knowledge is not freely accessible to all?" Chen exchanged worried glances with her officers. The idea of such mental openness was deeply unsettling to most humans who valued their privacy and individual identities. "While we respect your customs," Chen replied carefully, "I must inform you that humans have a strong cultural emphasis on personal privacy and individual rights. It's a cornerstone of our society." The alien emissary's scales rippled in what might have been disappointment. "How limiting. No wonder your technological progress has been so gradual." The subtle condescension in tone didn't go unnoticed. Lieutenant Commander Patel bristled visibly, but Chen held up a hand to quiet him. She knew they were treading on delicate ground. "Our progress may seem slow to you," Chen countered diplomatically, "but we take pride in our achievements. Our diversity of thought and individual innovations have led to unique solutions and a rich cultural tapestry." Zaxlith seemed unconvinced. "Perhaps, but you will find that to truly join the galactic community, certain adjustments to your way of thinking will be necessary." As the conversation progressed, more points of contention arose. The Galactic Concordance's rigid hierarchy and emphasis on conformity clashed sharply with humanity's ideals of democracy and personal freedom. The aliens viewed Earth's nation-states as primitive and inefficient, while humans bristled at the idea of subsuming their identities into a vast, homogeneous galactic culture. Despite these tensions, both sides recognized the importance of maintaining diplomatic relations. An agreement was reached to establish a permanent alien embassy on Earth, with a corresponding human delegation to be sent to the Galactic Concordance's capital world. As preparations for these exchanges began, Captain Chen found herself pulled into a whirlwind of political maneuvering. Earth's governments, once divided, now scrambled to present a unified front to their alien visitors. Chen, as the face of humanity's first contact, became an unwitting celebrity and key diplomatic figure. Weeks passed, and the day of the official welcome ceremony for the alien ambassadors arrived. The United Nations headquarters in New York City had been chosen as the venue. A symbol of Earth's aspirations towards global unity. Chen stood on the stage aside world leaders, her dress uniform crisp and immaculate. As Zaxxilith and its entourage approached, a hush fell over the assembled crowd of dignitaries and media representatives. On behalf of humanity, the UN Secretary-General began, "We welcome our friends from the stars and look forward to a future of mutual understanding and cooperation." Zaxxilith stepped forward, its scales shimmering under the bright lights. "We accept your welcome and bring greetings from the countless worlds of the Galactic Concordance. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter for your species." The alien emissary then produced a small, glowing orb. "As a gesture of goodwill, we present you with this gift, a database containing the sum of our medical knowledge. We have observed that your species still suffers from numerous diseases and physical ailments. This should help alleviate such primitive concerns." A murmur of excitement rippled through the crowd, but Chen felt a twinge of unease. The gift was undoubtedly generous, but the condescending tone remained. She glanced at Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Earth's leading xenobiologist who had been brought in as a scientific advisor. Rodriguez stepped forward, her face a mask of professional curiosity. "This is indeed a magnificent gift, High Emissary. However, I'm curious, does this database take into account the unique genetic diversity of humanity? Our species has evolved in isolation, and our medical needs may differ significantly from those of other races in the Concordance." Zaxxilith's multifaceted eyes blinked rapidly, a sign of surprise. Chen had learned. "Genetic diversity. But surely as you've advanced, you've optimized your genetic code for peak efficiency." An uncomfortable silence fell over the assembly. It was Rodriguez who finally broke it, a hint of steel in her voice. "Our genetic diversity is not a weakness, High Emissary. It's one of our greatest strengths. It's what allows us to adapt to new challenges and environments. It's the source of our resilience as a species." The alien emissary's scales rippled in patterns that Chen had come to recognize as agitation. "Interesting. We had assumed that any species advanced enough for interstellar contact would have moved beyond such evolutionary relics." Chen decided it was time to intervene before the situation escalated. "What Dr. Rodriguez means to say is that we're eager to learn from your advanced medical knowledge, High Emissary. But we also hope you'll be interested in studying our unique biology. There may be insights there that could benefit both our peoples." Zaxxilith seemed to consider this for a moment before responding. "Perhaps. Your species continues to surprise us humans. We look forward to exploring these differences further." As the ceremony continued, Chen couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning of the challenges that lay ahead. The gulf between human and alien perspectives seemed vast, and bridging it would require all of humanity's legendary adaptability and determination. Later that evening, as Chen stood on the balcony of her hotel room overlooking the bustling city, she reflected on the day's events. The alien ship still hung in the sky, a constant reminder of how small humanity's place in the universe truly was. Her comm unit chimed, and she answered to find Dr. Rodriguez on the other end. "Captain, we need to talk," the xenobiologist said, her voice tense. "I've been analyzing the medical database the aliens gave us. There's something off about it. I think we may have a serious problem on our hands." Chen's heart raced as she listened to Rodriguez's explanation. It seemed that humanity's trial by fire was only just beginning. As she ended the call, Chen gazed up at the alien ship once more, a mixture of determination and defiance welling up inside her. "We may not be as advanced as you," she murmured to the distant vessel, "but we're far from finished. You have no idea what humanity is capable of when pushed to its limits." With that thought, Captain Amelia Chen turned away from the window, ready to face whatever challenges the dawn might bring. Humanity's place among the stars hung in the balance, and she was determined to prove that Earth's children were worthy of it. The Galactic Challenge. Dr. Elena Rodriguez's fingers flew across her holographic keyboard, her brow furrowed in concentration. The medical database gifted by the Galactic Concordance was vast, but something about it nagged at her scientific instincts. She had been working non-stop for days, trying to unravel its mysteries. A knock at her lab door broke her focus. Captain Amelia Chen entered, looking as tired as Elena felt. "Any progress?" Chen asked, handing the scientist a much-needed cup of coffee. Rodriguez nodded, gratefully accepting the beverage. "Yes, but you're not going to like it." She pulled up a complex diagram on her main screen. "This is a map of known diseases in the Concordance database. Notice anything strange?" Chen studied the image, her military training kicking in as she analyzed the patterns. "They're too uniform. Almost like they were engineered," Rodriguez finished. "Exactly. Every species in the Concordance seems to suffer from a nearly identical set of ailments, just with slight variations based on their biology." The implications hung heavy in the air. Chen's voice was low when she spoke again. "You think they're doing this intentionally, controlling their populations through disease?" Rodriguez shrugged. "I can't be sure, but it doesn't seem natural. And there's more." She pulled up another screen, this one showing human DNA alongside alien genetic structures. "Our genetic diversity isn't just unusual to them, it's completely outside their frame of reference. We're an anomaly, Amelia." Before Chen could respond, her comm unit buzzed urgently. "Captain Chen here," she answered. The voice of her XO, Commander Jackson, came through, tense and hurried. "Captain, you need to get to the UN immediately. Something's happening with the Concordance ship." Within the hour, Chen and Rodriguez found themselves in an emergency session at the United Nations. The main chamber was a sea of worried faces and hushed conversations. On the main screen, a live feed showed the Concordance ship, now pulsing with an ominous red light. High Emissary Zaxxil's image appeared on the screen, its usual composure replaced by clear agitation. "People of Earth," it began, scales rippling in distress, "we face a crisis that threatens not only your world, but the entire galaxy." A collective gasp ran through the assembly. Zaxxil continued, "A cosmic anomaly has been detected on a collision course with your solar system. Our scientists predict catastrophic consequences if it is not stopped. We need your help." Murmurs of disbelief and fear swept through the chamber. The UN Secretary-General stepped forward. "High Emissary, we're prepared to offer any assistance we can. But surely your advanced civilization has the means to address this threat." Zaxxil's multifaceted eyes dimmed. "Under normal circumstances, yes. But this anomaly, it defies our understanding. Our attempts to neutralize it have failed. Its chaotic nature resists all our carefully modeled predictions." Chen and Rodriguez exchanged knowing glances. The captain stood, addressing both the assembly and the alien on the screen. "High Emissary, might this anomaly's resistance to your methods have something to do with its diversity, its unpredictability?" The alien's scales shifted in a pattern Chen had come to recognize as surprise. "How did you?" "Yes, Captain Chen. The anomaly exhibits a level of quantum uncertainty that our science has not encountered in millennia. Our society's drive for uniformity and predictability has limited us in unforeseen ways. Rodriguez stepped up beside Chen. And you think our genetic diversity, our primitive unpredictability, might be the key to solving this? Precisely, Zaxlif confirmed. Your species' innate chaos, which we initially saw as a weakness, may be our only hope. We humbly request your assistance in this grave matter. The irony was not lost on anyone in the room. Humanity, so recently viewed as a primitive species barely worth notice, was now being called upon to save the galaxy. The chamber erupted in a flurry of activity as world leaders, scientists, and military personnel began to mobilize. Over the next few days, a joint task force was assembled. The brightest minds from every corner of the globe were brought together, working alongside alien scientists to tackle the impending threat. Captain Chen found herself at the center of it all, coordinating between Earth's fledgling space fleet and the Concordance's armada. At the heart of their efforts was Dr. Rodriguez and her team of geneticists and quantum physicists. They worked tirelessly to merge human ingenuity with alien technology, seeking a solution that neither civilization could have devised alone. It's like a cosmic immune system, Rodriguez explained during one high-level briefing. Just as our bodies adapt to new diseases, we're trying to create a system that can adapt to this cosmic anomaly, neutralizing its chaotic effects. The plan was audacious. It involved creating a network of quantum-entangled satellites, guided by an AI that incorporated both human neural mapping and alien computational models. This network would essentially inoculate space itself against the approaching threat. As the day of reckoning approached, tension mounted. The anomaly was now visible to Earth's most powerful telescopes, a roiling mass of impossible energies that seemed to defy the laws of physics themselves. Aboard the Concordia, now joined by ships from every spacefaring nation on Earth, Captain Chen watched the final preparations. Beside her stood Zaxlif, the alien's usual air of superiority replaced by an almost human-like nervousness. "I must confess, Captain," the High Emissary said softly, "I had not expected to find such resilience in your species. We may have gravely misjudged you." Chen allowed herself a small smile. "That's the thing about humans, High Emissary. We're at our best when the odds are against us. It's not despite our chaos that we survive, it's because of it." As if to punctuate her words, alarms blared across the ship. "The anomaly has entered the solar system," Commander Jackson reported. "It's advancing faster than predicted. Time to intercept, 10 minutes. "Launch the quantum network," Chen ordered, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. Around them, the combined fleet of human and concordance ships moved into position. From each vessel, swarms of satellites were deployed, quickly forming a vast, glittering web in space. On the main view screen, the anomaly loomed larger with each passing second. It was a terrifying sight, a writhing mass of energy that seemed to consume light itself. As it approached the quantum network, everyone held their breath. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then gradually, the network began to glow. Tendrils of energy reached out from the satellites, engaging with the anomaly in a spectacular dance of light and power. "It's working." Rodriguez's voice came over the comm. "The network is adapting, just as we hoped. It's neutralizing the chaotic energy." But their victory was far from assured. The anomaly fought back, sending pulses of destructive force through the network. Several satellites winked out of existence, creating gaps in the defensive line. "We're losing cohesion," one of the alien scientists reported, panic evident in their voice. "The network can't adapt quickly enough." It was Chen who provided the solution. "Our diversity is our strength," she said, her mind racing. "Dr. Rodriguez, can we input more human brain patterns into the AI? Not just scientists, but artists, musicians, dreamers, the full spectrum of human thought." There was a pause as Rodriguez considered the idea. "It's risky, but yes, we can do it. It might provide the flexibility we need." What followed was a flurry of activity as the call went out across Earth. Volunteers from all walks of life stepped forward, allowing their brain patterns to be scanned and uploaded into the system. The quantum network pulsed with new life, its responses becoming more varied, more creative, more human. The effect was immediate and stunning. The network's glow intensified, its tendrils moving with newfound purpose and creativity. Where before it had sought merely to contain the anomaly, now it began to reshape it, channeling its chaotic energy into harmless, even beautiful patterns. Hours passed in tense silence as the battle raged on. Slowly, inexorably, the anomaly began to shrink. Its destructive power was not destroyed, but transformed, turned into a dazzling display of cosmic art that stretched across the solar system. As the immediate danger passed, cheers erupted throughout the fleet and across Earth. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged victorious, not through overwhelming force or advanced technology, but through the very diversity and adaptability that had once been seen as a weakness. In the aftermath, as the combined fleet began to stand down, Captain Chen found herself once again face to face with High Emissary Zaxlith. The alien's demeanor had changed dramatically, its posture one of respect, and perhaps even a hint of awe. "Captain Chen," Zaxlith began, its voice heavy with emotion. "On behalf of the Galactic Concordance, I extend our deepest gratitude and admiration. Your species has demonstrated a level of adaptability and creative problem-solving that we had thought lost to the galaxy. We have much to learn from you." Chen nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. "And we have much to learn from you, High Emissary. Perhaps this can be the beginning of a true partnership, one that celebrates our differences rather than seeking to eliminate them." As the Concordia began its journey back to Earth, Chen couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and hope. Humanity had proven its worth among the stars, not by conforming to an alien ideal, but by embracing the very qualities that made them unique. The galaxy, it seemed, was not prepared for the ingenuity, resilience, and sheer determination of the human spirit. And as they faced an uncertain but exciting future among the stars, Chen knew one thing for certain: humanity was just getting started. Human ingenuity unleashed. The aftermath of the cosmic anomaly crisis brought about a paradigm shift in the relationship between humanity and the Galactic Concordance. As the dust settled, both civilizations found themselves re-evaluating long-held beliefs and practices. The once dismissive aliens now looked to their human counterparts with newfound respect and curiosity. Captain Amelia Chen stood before the United Nations Security Council, her uniform adorned with new commendations. Beside her, Dr. Elena Rodriguez fidgeted nervously, still uncomfortable with the attention their recent exploits had garnered. "Ladies and gentlemen," Chen began, her voice steady and confident, "the crisis we faced has opened up unprecedented opportunities for cooperation and advancement. The Galactic Concordance has invited us to participate in a joint scientific initiative aimed at revolutionizing space exploration and defense." Murmurs of excitement rippled through the assembly. The Secretary-General leaned forward, intrigued. "What exactly are we looking at, Captain?" Chen nodded to Rodriguez, who activated a holographic display in the center of the room. A complex, multidimensional schematic sprang to life, drawing gasps from the assembled leaders. "This," Rodriguez explained, her initial nervousness fading as she slipped into lecture mode, "is a prototype for a new form of faster-than-light travel. The Concordance has been working on it for centuries, but they've hit a wall. They believe our unique perspective might be the key to cracking it." The next few months saw a flurry of activity as the best and brightest from Earth joined their alien counterparts in a massive, collaborative effort. Research facilities were established both on Earth and aboard massive space stations, becoming melting pots of human and alien ingenuity. At the heart of this endeavor was the unlikely duo of Chen and Rodriguez. The captain's strategic mind and leadership skills complemented the scientist's brilliant but often chaotic approach to problem-solving. Together, they bridged the gap between human creativity and alien technical prowess. One particular day stood out in the annals of this grand experiment. In a sprawling laboratory aboard the space station Nexus, Rodriguez paced frantically, her hands moving in wild gestures as she argued with her alien colleague, Chief Scientist Vixara. "But don't you see?" Rodriguez insisted, her eyes alight with excitement. "We're approaching this all wrong. We're trying to force a fabric of space-time to behave according to our rules. What if, instead, we learn to speak its language?" Vixara's tendril-like appendages writhed in confusion. "Speak its language. Dr. Rodriguez, space-time is not sentient. It does not have a language." "Not literally, no," Rodriguez conceded, "but conceptually. Think about it. The quantum network we used to neutralize the anomaly, it worked because it adapted to chaos rather than trying to impose order. What if we apply the same principle here?" Captain Chen, who had been silently observing the exchange, stepped forward. "You're talking about a drive system that doesn't just punch through space-time, but communicates with it, negotiates passage in a sense." Rodriguez snapped her fingers, pointing at Chen. "Exactly. Instead of brute forcing our way faster than light, we create a system that dances with the cosmos." The concept was radical, verging on the mystical to the scientifically minded aliens. But as Rodriguez laid out her ideas, even the skeptical Vixara began to see the potential. It was a quintessentially human approach, poetic, intuitive, and just a little bit mad. Over the following weeks, the project took on a new direction. The rigid, mathematically perfect designs of the concordance were infused with elements of human chaos theory and even principles derived from Earth's artistic and philosophical traditions. Engineers found themselves collaborating with musicians to create harmonic frequencies that resonated with space-time fluctuations. Quantum physicists worked alongside abstract painters, using visual representations to conceptualize higher dimensional interactions. It was a symphony of human creativity unleashed on a cosmic scale. The breakthrough came on a quiet Tuesday afternoon. Rodriguez, running on too much coffee and too little sleep, had been scribbling furiously on a whiteboard for hours. Chen, concerned for her friend's well-being, had come to drag her to the mess hall for a meal. "Amelia," Rodriguez exclaimed as the captain entered, her eyes wild with the light of discovery. "Look at this. It's not about forcing our way through. It's about becoming part of the cosmic dance." Chen approached the whiteboard, her eyes widening as she took in the complex equations and diagrams. Despite her military background, she had picked up enough theoretical physics over the past months to grasp the magnitude of what she was seeing. "Elena," she breathed, "is this what I think it is?" Rodriguez nodded, a manic grin spreading across her face. "A working theory for the drive, yes. But it's more than that. This could revolutionize our understanding of the universe itself." Word spread quickly. Within hours, the lab was bustling with excited scientists, both human and alien. Vixara, upon reviewing Rodriguez's work, was uncharacteristically speechless for several long moments. "This is unprecedented," the alien finally managed. "Dr. Rodriguez, your approach defies conventional logic, and yet, the math checks out. If this works, you may have just ushered in a new era of cosmic exploration." The next phase was a whirlwind of activity. Rodriguez's theoretical framework was translated into practical engineering challenges. Here, the technical prowess of the concordance proved invaluable. Concepts that would have taken humans decades to realize were brought to life in a matter of months. The prototype drive was a thing of beauty, a perfect fusion of human imagination and alien precision. At its core was a crystalline structure that pulsed with an inner light, responding to the quantum fluctuations of space-time itself. As the day of the first test approached, anticipation reached a fever pitch. The eyes of two civilizations were fixed on the small, experimental craft that housed the revolutionary drive. Captain Chen, naturally, had volunteered to pilot the maiden voyage. "You don't have to do this," Rodriguez said as she helped Chen suit up. "We could use a drone for the first test." Chen shook her head, smiling. and miss the chance to make history, not a chance. Besides, someone needs to be there to improvise if things go sideways. That's what we humans do best, right? The launch day arrived with all the pomp and circumstance befitting such a momentous occasion. As Chen boarded the craft, christened Cosmic Dancer, she felt the weight of two civilizations' hopes on her shoulders. Remember, Rodriguez's voice came through the comm as the pre-launch sequence began. The drive doesn't just move you through space. It negotiates with the cosmos. Feel the rhythms, adapt to the flow. You're not fighting against space-time, you're becoming one with it. Chen chuckled. When did you become so zen, Elena? Since I started trying to explain human intuition to a bunch of hyper-rational aliens, came the wry reply. As the countdown reached 0, Chen took a deep breath and activated the drive. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, reality itself seemed to shift. The stars outside the viewscreen began to move, not streaking past as in conventional FTL travel, but dancing, swirling in impossible patterns. Chen felt a profound sense of connection to the cosmos, as if she were part of a grand universal ballet. The ship moved not by brute force, but by finding the natural flows and eddies in the fabric of space-time and gently redirecting them. In what felt like both an eternity and no time at all, the cosmic dancer emerged from its cosmic waltz. Chen's jaw dropped as she took in the view before her. Hanging in space was a massive, ringed gas giant that she knew for certain was not part of Earth's solar system. Cosmic Dancer to Nexus Station, she called, her voice filled with awe. The test was successful. We've done it, and you're not going to believe where we are. The return journey was just as smooth, the ship slipping back into normal space near the Nexus Station as gracefully as it had departed. As Chen emerged from the craft, she was met with a cacophony of cheers and applause. Humans and aliens alike swarmed around her, caught up in the euphoria of the moment. Rodriguez pushed through the crowd, enveloping Chen in a fierce hug. "You did it, you magnificent lunatic." Chen laughed, returning the embrace. "We did it, Elena. All of us." As the celebration continued around them, High Emissary Saxlith approached, its scales shimmering with what Chen had learned to recognize as deep emotion. "Captain Chen, Dr. Rodriguez," the alien intoned, its voice carrying a newfound warmth. "On behalf of the Galactic Concordance, I extend not just our congratulations, but our profound gratitude. You have shown us that there is still much to learn, much to discover. Your species' unique blend of creativity, intuition, and adaptability has opened up possibilities we never imagined." Chen nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. "This is just the beginning, High Emissary. Together, there's no limit to what we can achieve." As the implications of their success began to sink in, a sense of boundless possibility filled the air. Humanity had not just proven its worth among the stars, it had fundamentally changed the way an entire galactic civilization viewed the cosmos. The Cosmic Dancer hung in its docking bay, a testament to what could be achieved when human ingenuity was unleashed. As Chen gazed at the ship, she knew that the true journey was just beginning. The stars, once impossibly distant, now beckoned with the promise of new discoveries, new challenges, and new frontiers for humanity to explore. In that moment, the future seemed brighter than ever before. Humanity, with its chaotic brilliance and indomitable spirit, had taken its first true steps into the cosmic dance, and the universe, vast and mysterious, seemed to welcome them with open arms. The final push. The euphoria following the successful test of the Cosmic Dancer was short-lived. Just days after humanity's groundbreaking achievement, an urgent message arrived from a heart of galactic concordance space. The cosmic anomaly they had previously faced had not been vanquished, merely transformed. It was evolving, growing, and threatening not just a single solar system, but the entire galaxy. Captain Amelia Chen stood in the command center of the Nexus Station, her face grim as she addressed the assembled leaders of Earth and the Concordance. The holographic display before them showed the spread of the anomaly, a cancerous growth of chaotic energy-consuming star systems in its path. "The situation is dire," Chen reported, her voice steady despite the weight of her words. "Our previous solution bought us time, but it wasn't a permanent fix. The anomaly has adapted, becoming resistant to the quantum network we deployed." High emissary Zaxelis scales rippled with distress. "Our most advanced simulations predict total galactic collapse within a standard solar year if the anomaly isn't stopped. Trillions of lives across countless species are at risk." Dr. Elena Rodriguez stepped forward, her usual energetic demeanor subdued by the gravity of the situation. "We've been analyzing the data, and we've come to a troubling conclusion. The anomaly isn't just a natural phenomenon, it's showing signs of intelligence. It's learning, evolving, almost like it's alive," Chen finished, meeting Rodriguez's eyes with understanding. The revelation sent shockwaves through the assembly. The idea of facing not just a cosmic disaster, but a potentially sentient one, was almost too much to comprehend. It was the UN Secretary-General who broke the stunned silence. "What are our options?" Rodriguez took a deep breath before responding. "We have a plan, but it's crazy, even by our standards." Over the next hour, Rodriguez and her team laid out their audacious proposal. It involved using the principles of the cosmic dancer drive on a massive scale, essentially rewriting the fundamental laws of physics in the affected areas of space. The goal was not to destroy the anomaly, but to communicate with it, to find a way to coexist. "You want to reason with a cosmic cancer," one of the Concordance scientists explained, their appendages waving in agitation. Chen stepped in, her voice calm but firm. "What we want is to avoid fighting a battle we can't win. If this anomaly is truly intelligent, then war isn't the answer. We need to find a way to understand it, to reach an agreement." The debate raged for days. Many, both human and alien, argued that a more aggressive approach was needed. But in the end, the undeniable success of human intuition in the face of cosmic challenges won out. The plan was approved, and Project Harmony was born. The next months were a blur of feverish activity. The cosmic dancer was reverse-engineered, and its principles applied to a massive space station that would serve as the focal point of their efforts. Named the Mediator, this technological marvel was a city-sized construct of crystalline lattices and quantum-entangled circuits. As the project neared completion, a new challenge emerged. The Mediator would need a crew, beings capable of interfacing directly with its systems to facilitate communication with the anomaly. It was a task that would push the boundaries of both human and alien physiology. "We need volunteers," Chen announced to a packed auditorium on Earth. "Individuals willing to undergo extensive cybernetic enhancement and mental conditioning. I won't lie to you, this mission is dangerous. We don't know what interfacing with the anomaly might do to a sentient mind. But the fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance." The response was overwhelming. Thousands stepped forward, ready to risk everything for the greater good. After rigorous testing and preparation, a crew of 50 was selected, a mix of humans and various alien species, each bringing unique perspectives and abilities to the mission. Chen, to no one's surprise, volunteered to lead the expedition. Rodriguez, despite her initial reluctance to leave her lab, joined as the chief science officer. Together, they would guide this diverse crew into the unknown. The day of launch was solemn, the weight of trillions of lives hanging over the proceedings. As the Mediator prepared to depart, Chen addressed her crew one final time. "We stand at the precipice of the unknown," she began, her augmented eyes scanning the faces before her. "What we attempt today has never been done before. We seek not to conquer, but to understand. Not to destroy, but to coexist. Each of you represents the best of your respective civilizations. Together, we will face this challenge not as separate species, but as a united front of sentient life." With a command from Chen, the Mediator activated its drive. The massive station shuddered, reality twisting around it as it slipped into the cosmic dance. Their journey to the heart of the anomaly had begun. As they traveled, the crew underwent final preparations. Each member was connected to the mediator's systems, their minds joining in a complex neural network. It was disorienting at first, the boundaries between individual consciousness blurring. "Remember," Rodriguez's voice echoed in their shared mind space, "we're not just a crew anymore. We're the voice of all sentient life in the galaxy. When we reach the anomaly, we must speak as one." Their arrival at the edge of the anomaly was both beautiful and terrifying. The view screens showed a roiling mass of energy, patterns of light and darkness swirling in impossible geometries. As the mediator approached, tendrils of the anomaly reached out, as if curious about this new arrival. "Initiate contact protocols," Chen ordered, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her augmented body. The crew focused their collective will, channeling their thoughts through the mediator's systems. The station's crystalline lattices began to glow, resonating with the anomaly's energy patterns. For several tense moments, nothing seemed to happen. Then suddenly, they felt it, an alien presence, vast and incomprehensible, touching their minds. Images and sensations flooded their shared consciousness: the birth of stars, the death of galaxies, the lonely existence of a being so large it encompassed entire star systems. Understanding dawned on them. The anomaly was not malevolent, it was curious, lonely, a cosmic child unaware of the destruction it was causing. Through the mediator, they shared the rich tapestry of life in the galaxy, the countless civilizations and ecosystems threatened by the anomaly's growth. The exchange lasted for what felt like eternity, a dialogue of pure thought and emotion. Slowly, painstakingly, they negotiated. The anomaly agreed to cease its expansion, to coexist rather than consume. In return, they offered connection, a bridge between the microscopic world of conventional life and the vast, lonely existence of a cosmic entity. As an agreement was reached, the mediator began to change. Its structure flowed like liquid, expanding and reshaping until it formed a massive, glowing web that encompassed the anomaly. It would serve as a permanent link, a means of communication and coexistence between two radically different forms of existence. The strain on the crew was immense. Many collapsed as the connection was established, their minds pushed to the limit. Chen felt her own consciousness beginning to fade, the boundaries of herself blurring into the greater whole. With the last of her strength, she sent out a command to return the mediator to normal space. As reality reasserted itself around them, Chen saw Rodriguez slumped over her console, blood trickling from her nose. All around the bridge, human and alien crew members lay unconscious or dazed. But they had succeeded. The anomaly was contained, no longer a threat, but a new frontier of discovery and cooperation. As emergency medical teams swarmed the station, Chen allowed herself a small smile before succumbing to exhaustion. They had done it. Against all odds, they had found a way not just to survive, but to grow, to reach an understanding with something so alien it defied comprehension. In that moment, as her vision faded to black, Chen knew that humanity had truly earned its place among the stars. They had faced the ultimate challenge and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would they. The mediator hung in space, a shimmering web of light connecting the known with the unknown. It stood as a testament to the power of diversity, creativity, and the indomitable will to understand rather than destroy. As news of their success spread across the galaxy, a new era dawned, one of unprecedented cooperation and discovery. Humanity, once dismissed as primitive, had led the charge into a new frontier of cosmic coexistence. The final push had not been one of violence or domination, but of communication and mutual growth, and in doing so, they had reshaped the very nature of galactic civilization itself. A new era of cooperation. In the months following the successful containment of the cosmic anomaly, the galaxy underwent a profound transformation. The mediator, now a permanent fixture in space, became a symbol of a new age of exploration and understanding. Captain Amelia Chen, hailed as a hero across countless worlds, found herself at the center of a galactic revolution. As she stood before the newly formed Galactic Council, a body that now included human representatives, she reflected on the journey that had brought them here. "We faced extinction," Chen addressed the assembled delegates, her voice carrying the weight of their shared experiences. "But instead of destruction, we found enlightenment. The anomaly, once our greatest threat, has become our greatest teacher." The mediator had opened up new avenues of scientific discovery. The ability to communicate with a cosmic entity had revolutionized physics, philosophy, and even the nature of consciousness itself. Humanity's unique approach, blending intuition, creativity, and a willingness to embrace the unknown, had proven to be the key to this new frontier. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, leading a team of multi-species researchers, spearheaded efforts to translate the vast knowledge gained from the anomaly. "We're rewriting the very basics of our understanding of the universe," she explained excitedly. "The potential applications are limitless." The Galactic Concordance, once rigidly hierarchical, began to adopt more flexible, human-inspired approaches to problem-solving and governance. The value of diversity, not just in species, but in thought and approach, had been irrefutably demonstrated. As new joint ventures and cultural exchanges flourished, humanity found itself in an unprecedented position. No longer the newcomers, they were now seen as vital innovators, their chaotic nature recognized as a strength rather than a weakness. Chen, watching Earth from the observation deck of a newly christened exploration vessel, felt a sense of pride and hope. "We've come so far," she mused to Rodriguez, who stood beside her. "And yet, I can't help but feel this is just the beginning." Rodriguez nodded, her eyes sparkling with the promise of future discoveries. "The cosmos is vast, Amelia. And now, thanks to us, it's no longer lonely. We've opened a door not just for humanity, but for all sentient life." As their ship prepared to embark on a new mission of discovery, Chen reflected on the journey that had brought them here. From first contact to cosmic mediators, humanity had proven its worth among the stars. They had faced challenges, adapted, and emerged stronger. True to their nature, they had turned adversity into opportunity. The galaxy, once indifferent to their existence, now looked to Earth and its people with respect and anticipation. Whatever the future held, humanity was ready to face it, with creativity, determination, and an unwavering spirit of exploration. As the stars streaked past the viewscreen, Chen smiled. The greatest adventure was just beginning.